welcome. Thank you all for coming out to support Steve on what is sure to be a memorable occasion. To all the supporters and volunteers that joined the campaign, some of you have been with him since 2012, Steve's first run for District 4 Commissioner seat. Thank you for your time, talent, and treasures. I have met and worked alongside many of you. We talked, we emailed, and we texted in order to get the work done. Thank you for your patience, persistence, and optimism. We stand here tonight united. We stand here because we know the man behind the mission. We know our friend and candidate Steve to be focused and unwavering. Many of us have experienced his kindness and his gratitude. We know Steve is intelligent, competent, and capable. We know he will do what he says he will do. Fortunately for District 4, and for that matter, DeKalb at large, we have in Steve a man of integrity. He will handle the affairs of his constituents with transparency and honesty. His constituents won't have to worry about his ethics. We can be proud and confident that Steve represents all of us. This campaign has had its lows, and boy, did our opponent go low.
Yes, she did.
In the words of Michelle Obama, and I'm putting a disclaimer because I'm going to use her words, when our opponent goes low and went low, Steve Bradshaw kept it high. Everyone will agree, Steve kept to his true self and ran a respectful campaign. He kept it high. This preacher's grandkid twice, well done. I trust Steve will work every day as a DeKalb County Commissioner, prioritizing the needs of District 4. I don't know about you, but I can't wait for Steve to take office and get to work for us.
Absolutely.
He will keep his promises and model good leadership. Can you wait? Can we wait? Can we wait? I look forward to the next chapter of DeKalb County. I look forward to a commission that forges alliances, works collaboratively, is honest, transparent, and responsive to the constituents.
And returns our calls.
Got it. I am proud to have worked with Steve, his leadership advisory council members, and they are here. Can you wave your hands? And we're going to get you to come up front too. Make your way, make your way. And so much appreciation has to go to Diane Bradshaw, his wife. Diane took great care of us. We would show up for the meetings and there would be a spread of food. All right? So thank you, Diane. And I know Steve will speak to this, but I'll speak on behalf of the Leadership Advisory Council. We know that he could not be here tonight without your love and support.
Here, here.
He needs no introduction, but if you insist, please welcome, how do you say this? The Commissioner-elect.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much for being here. I am overjoyed and humbled by this outpouring, and I can't begin to tell you how grateful I am. Before I go any further, I want to acknowledge the presence of all of our elected officials tonight. I know the crowd's gotten big, which is good, and I don't want to start trying to name them all because I might miss somebody, but I know Michelle Henson's here, state representative. I know Commissioner Kathy Gannon's here somewhere. We've got several city council people from Stone Mountain here. The mayor of Stone Mountain is here, Pat Wheeler. Thanks, Pat. And then former elected officials, former Mayor of Clarkston, Emmanuel Ransom's here tonight. Thank you. Is there anybody that I'm missing? Yeah, I'm gonna say something about Tom in a minute. Okay. Anybody else here tonight that I'm missing? Okay. All right. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. It's not my heart to overlook anybody, but I've come to have an entirely new appreciation of what this road is like. So I'm grateful to all of the public. Oh, George Cheedy from Pine Lake. Former Pine Lake. So thank you for your service. Okay, so what I'm about to say next will probably get me in a little bit of trouble in some circles. But you know what? I've been well, I'm not going to go there, but I've been accused of being a Republican. This is what I want to share with you. So if you go back in time to the date August 8th, 1974. President Richard Nixon gave history records as a rather unwieldy, disjointed speech. That was the day he resigned from office. That was a sad day for him, obviously personally, a sad day for this country. And the speech, as I've said, wasn't really highly regarded. It was, you could tell he was a man in pain. But he said something on that particular day that resonates for me to this day, where he said, until you have been in the lowest valley, you can't understand how magnificent it is to stand on the highest mountain. Yes. Yes. Now, I know people go through a lot of difficult things in life, and I don't want to make light or diminish any of that. But I can tell you, there's nothing like the sting of losing an election. It's hard to capture what that feels like, that kind of rejection. And I stood here in this very spot 4 years ago, having been soundly defeated. And I can tell you that it took me a while to get over that. In fact, I may not be over it yet. But you know something? That's in the rearview mirror, because as of now, I accept the Democratic Party's nomination. Apparently we have a general election opponent. I don't want to look past that yet. But I would say the dragon has been slayed tonight. Now, nobody accomplishes something like this alone. I have so many wonderful people to thank. And if I start naming names, I know I'll get in a world of trouble. I don't want to do that. I don't want to overlook anybody tonight. That's not what's in my heart. But I do want to acknowledge one person in particular who's in large measure got me on this path. It was about 2 years ago. I got a phone call from our former sheriff, Thomas Brown. And Tom said, well now Steve, I know you're gearing up to run again. To which I said, well, no. I don't think, I haven't crossed that bridge yet. Well, Tom was like, well, no, we gotta talk about this. So we met at a little pub in Decatur and had a couple beers, and what he told me was that DeKalb County needed me to do this. And more importantly, he told me that if I did this, he would be with me. And he's kept his word. He's been with me from the very beginning, encouraging and giving advice and just being a good person to go to. So I thank our former Sheriff Thomas Brown for his mentorship and his friendship. Alicia alluded to this earlier, but there are a group of folks that I will single out. That is my Leadership Advisory Council. I formed that group over a year ago. All talented, wonderful individuals in their own right. We've met at my house at least once a month for over a year, and they've kept me on the straight and narrow. And I'm so incredibly grateful to all of them for what they've lent me, their support, their strength, their counsel, and their love. And as I did 2 months ago on primary election night, I'm going to ask them all one by one to come take their rightful place beside me. Deborah Greenwood, or Deborah. Tracy Hawkins. Allison Hepburn. Jana Johnson. Angela Moore. Angela's the first lady of our church, and we've got a big event in our church tonight, so Angela's not here physically, but I know she's here in spirit, along with our pastor, Pastor Moore, and Howard Odell. This is a great crew, and I'm so lucky. Thank you. I also want to thank my political consultant, the numbers man, who's as responsible for us being here as anybody, and that is Jim Coonan. Where's Jim? I think he's back. Okay, I'll say this about Jim. So my signal that we were in the clear was Jim putting on that hideous looking shirt that he's wearing. But it's wonderful, and I'm so grateful for Jim. Now, there's one person in particular who, without whose love and support, none of this would be remotely possible. Political campaigns are interesting, to say the least. Obviously, they're hard on the candidate, but I think in many ways they're harder on the spouse. And, you know, my wife's been a trooper. My opponent took it low. She debased herself in that office for what? But we kept it high, and my wife was a big part of me staying on an even keel. She had to live with me in the wake of my loss 4 years ago to help me get back on my feet. She's been my partner for over 29 years. I got the number right, 29. One night at one of our meetings, she was the one who actually came up with the tagline, "Stand with Steve," which we've been using, so I can't be any more proud And at this point, I will yield the floor to my wonderful wife, Diane Bradshaw.
You know, I met Steve when he was 21 years old when I was at Savannah. And he was just getting out of college and I was a traveling nurse. And we met on River Street and we got to be friends. And the friendship grew and we ended up married several years later. But a dream of his has always been to run a campaign, win a campaign, and serve. So tonight he got his wish. I know you see him as a man of integrity, and he truly is. I know him. He's honest at the core, he's kind, he's compassionate, and those virtues I think will serve him very, very well as he goes into office. And I think that he will keep them while he's in office. And I know that he's going to make you all proud. So
Yes.
Thank you so much for all your love and support. And I'll do the best I can to keep him straight.
Okay. The people have spoken in a resounding manner. That is a testament to the greatness of this county.
Yes.
So I will work hard to live up to that. So I'm winding down here. I'll share these parting thoughts. So I'm a bit of a history buff, and I'm a bit of a history buff, and I'm also a fan of great political oratory. In particular, I'm a big fan of the words and speeches of President John F. Kennedy. So I'd like to paraphrase a few lines from President Kennedy's inaugural address, January 20th, 1961. I'll adapt those to this night and this time. Let the word go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike, that the torch has been passed to a new generation of DeKalb County leadership. Proud of this county's heritage and unwilling to witness or permit the slow undoing of a commitment to serving with honesty and integrity. Let everybody know, whether they wish us well or ill, that we will pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, or oppose any foe in order to ensure the survival and success of this great county. This is my pledge to you tonight, and so much more. So let's stand together, let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. Let's together make DeKalb County everything we want it to be. Thank you. God bless you. God bless DeKalb County. God bless the United States of America.